What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 29th day of August, and here we are at about $110.7 thousand, and we have gone lower, all the way down to 109.4K. Yesterday's call, 12 hours ago, or however long ago it was that I made that video, calling for the low to be in at 111 or 111.3K, somewhere around here. And in my defense, we did move up a little bit, but then damn, we just crashed immediately right after that. That was a bad call, and that's okay. I've been wrong before, I'll be wrong again. I've been right before, I'll be right again. It's not all about being right and wrong. It's about risk management at the end of the day. And good, proper risk management at this point in the market involves holding through the dips, buying the dips, and just waiting for that inevitable upside that we're going to see, right? I was looking at this here on DGen News. Shout out to DGen News. And I want to talk about something that I don't normally address, that I don't lean on. I don't think I've ever leaned on it as far as like my analysis goes ever in the 3 years that this channel's existed. But it's something that I hear a lot of people do, and I oftentimes think it's a cop out. I think it's a way to cope for poor calls. But with that being said, I'm going to do that now just because I think that this is one of those moments where it might actually be an exception where this is actually true, and that is market manipulation, right? The stock markets are going up. The stock market's at new all-time highs and are continuing to grow. Nasdaq, S&P, whatever. But crypto is moving down. We're not seeing new all-time highs with crypto, and this is the institutional crypto cycle. We've never been more correlated to the stock markets than we have this cycle. But all of a sudden, when we decouple, it's now whenever Bitcoin and Ethereum are the most leveraged that they've been throughout this whole cycle, right? There's this word going around the space that the exchanges are manipulating the markets to stop hunt these long positions, sending the markets lower so they can clear out some longs and make profits before things come back up. It's literally a manipulated effort. I don't know if I believe that to be true entirely, but I accept it as a possibility. And especially whenever you see stuff like this news, Bitcoin nears 110K amid temporary Binance futures trading halt. The biggest crypto exchange in the world halts their futures, and coincidentally, that's whenever we get this price action that just dumps down this unexpected turn. I really I really don't trust the price action right now, right? I know that yesterday, or I guess 12 hours ago, from a low to a high, we are looking at this. I said that if we close below here on a 4 hour basis, if we got a 4 hour close below the golden ratio, that could mean that we're going down to 107.4 to 105.8, and that could be that. But if we're having manipulation, they might be painting this picture of lower prices just so that we go up. People go short, they close their longs at the wrong point, and then we go up. After all, we look at the longs over the past 30 days, they're obliterated, completely obliterated. You've got less than $5 billion in longs over the past month and almost $18 billion in shorts over the past month. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. You've got, over the past week, dramatically more shorts than longs. And over the past 24 hours, of course, there are more shorts than longs as well. But there's still this last little oasis, this last little island of longs here at about 106.7K, right? Still right there, just below 107K. So if we were to go lower, again, this might be the area that we go to. That might be the final effort down, clear out those longs, and then we continue to move up. And if it is a manipulated effort, that might be what the exchanges do. But again, I'm not trusting the price action too much. What do I mean by that? I mean, yesterday or 12 hours ago, technically today, I was saying that if we close a 4 hour time frame below this golden ratio, that means we're going lower. But I don't know if we do. The reaction we're having here is kind of weird. And if we close above the golden ratio, that takes the odds, it lowers the odds, the probability that we go down to this area. And it actually means that we've probably found support. We'll see. But again, it's pretty uncanny that, and he mapped it out perfectly for us here, that this is where Binance posted this post and this is where they posted this post. We're aware of an issue affecting futures trading on Binance. All futures trading is temporarily unavailable. Our team is working to resolve this as soon as possible. New updates will be shared. Thank you for your patience, right? That was right here. Market starts to come up, right? Which is weird. Typically, whenever the futures trading is down, the market goes down. But then as soon as futures trading is active, as soon as the biggest crypto exchange in the world, amidst this accusation across the space that the exchanges are manipulating the price, as soon as Binance's futures come back on, that's when we dump. It's pretty uncanny. It's pretty coincidental. And if they're not manipulating, this is not a good look. This is a pretty big coincidence, and I don't really believe in coincidences so much. So again, not financial advice. And I don't know if you guys follow Crypto Face or not, but his his market cipher pattern, it even points out when there's manipulation in the markets, and he's actually showed some charts that recently we had some manipulation. The yellow X's, if you guys know what I'm talking about, those mean manipulation. So it's a bit odd. And again, this oddness makes me really question the validity of the price action. I don't trust it. So what I'm trying to get to here is I still don't think we're going lower. I'm gonna die with it until it proves me wrong, I suppose. And it's already proven me wrong to some degree, right? We were calling for that to be the higher low. I thought that we'd find support at about 111.5K, and we went just below there. So I'm like, this is where we'll find support and then move up. Typically with these diagonal lines, it's like right below the diagonal line. That's where you find support. Didn't work out this time. It came down. But again, if this is a manipulated effort, then perhaps this ugly picture is being painted just to rip in the bear's face after this. We'll see. We'll see. With that being said, on the 1 hour time frame here, your RSI is rather ugly, rather gruesome. You've got lower lows and lower highs. I wouldn't be surprised if we came down a little bit lower, but does that mean that we go lower than this low? Typically, these downtrends, they end with bullish divergence. So you'd have a higher low in the RSI, bounce here, and you'd have a lower low in the price. So maybe we do get a lower low, a slightly lower low, something like that. An overall double bottom, perhaps. Something like that could happen. If we're looking at the stochastics, the stochastics do look bullishly postured at the moment, but we have to keep closing hours to the green effect, right? We have to keep building here. We don't want to dilly-dally. We don't want to find resistance here. Again, if we do, that would be a bearish sign, and I think that if we close this hour red, or if we get below about 110.2K on an hourly closing basis, that would allow for the stochastics to reject here and come back down. And the last time we did that, that was right here. It was right here, right before the big dump started to happen. So again, that might promote lower prices as well. The MACD does look bearish in all fairness, but you do have higher lows in the oscillator with higher lows in the price. So that's not bullish divergence. You might come down and form more bearish momentum and give some bullish divergence there, but again, that would require a lower low. So lower low than this, possible. Lower low than this, possible, but I'm not saying probable. Or if we do see the price go below this, it might be just below it. I don't know. I'm still not completely convinced that we're going to go to that 107K area, but it's possible. It's definitely possible. If we're looking at this, let's see, high or low to high here. Again, 107.4 to 105.8K, maybe even as low as $104,000 could be the case. We don't want to go below $104,000. I'm not calling for us to go down there. I'm just saying if I'm wrong, if we do take out this low, this is what it would look like, okay? Right? So even if you disagree with me and you think that we are going lower, well, there's your targets, right? If you agree with me and you think it's going to go higher and we're proven wrong, well, there's our targets, right? That way nobody panics, nobody makes the wrong decision. You're understanding that this is a good area to buy, not a good area to sell, right? We're not in a good area to sell now either, even if we do go down that low. But looking at this 4 hour time frame here, the RSI is bouncing off the oversold zone. We're in a bit of a neutral posturing, kind of bearish and bullish. It's I would say neutral, but we're in a bearish kind of situation right now with it. I don't know. There's good things too. We've got higher lows. The 4 hour RSI is kind of weird. It's not really giving me much, if I have to be honest. If we're closing this 4 hour candle green, I suppose it'd be more positive than negative. So 2 hours 52 minutes left in this 4 hour candle. Let's see if we do close it green. Again, that would be a more positive effect. But if it closes red, I would then start to really shift my views toward the downside, perhaps. If we're looking at this here on the stochastics, stochastics look like they want to come up as well. So as long as we're closing green, I think we're in good shape. The MACD is ugly, but so is the price action. I wouldn't wait too much on the MACD there. But actually rejecting off the zero is not a good look in itself. The last time that we did that, we came down to a lower low. Maybe that's what we're doing here. Like we rejected here, would have been right there, and then boom, we were like halfway through this move down. Maybe we're halfway through this move down and we do see a slightly lower low. We stop at that $107,800 area. Again, those targets make sense if we were to go lower. They make sense, not just on a price perspective, but also on the liquidity map here, the liquidation map. Right there, we would clear out most of these longs. But again, what we're looking for is the proper reaction afterwards. We're looking for if we go down, we're looking for a very massive move up afterwards, a short squeeze to come into effect. We're looking for a rapid reaction, whether it happens in the same day, whether it takes days to go, right? Just a consistent kind of effort that moves all the way up. If we don't see that, if we keep dilly-dallying like this, that could really be problematic, you guys. We'll get into that if that happens. But I don't have anything else that I want to say. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Again, I hope people aren't too discouraged, right? It is kind of odd, the things that are going on right now, but I wouldn't say so odd that it means that we're in trouble or anything like that. But just, it makes me think that, I keep thinking of this analogy. It's like crypto's a beach ball, right? And we've got this guy or girl or whoever it is with the beach ball holding it beneath the water. We're being held down, we're being submerged, and it wants to come up. It wants to come up, but we're just being held down. Once that pressure's let off, once that person lets it go, it'll unsubmerge itself and it'll shoot up out of the water. I don't know. That's the picture that keeps coming up in my head is like we're being held down. We're being held down and we shouldn't be. At least I don't think that we should be. Let's look at this real quick. Hold on. SPX. Right? Like it just doesn't make sense. Because we're very correlated to the markets, and especially in this financial cycle, or this institutional investment cycle, I would think that we would be even more correlated than ever, and we have been for a while. But now all of a sudden, whenever we've got high leverage in the crypto markets, that's when we decouple. It's a pretty big coincidence. Now all of a sudden, whenever the futures trading comes back online, that's whenever we drop and we decouple further. It's a pretty big coincidence, at least in my opinion. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Hit the like button. Bye bye.